So, I just finished watching the final episode of Dexter Resurrection, and what did I think? It was definitely more Dexter. Better than New Blood? Yes. Better than what the original show had to offer? Well, it was better than Season 8 for sure. Although I'm better than Season 8 for breakfast, so I don't think that's a very high bar. I'm a bit disappointed, but I'm also not really sure what I should have been expecting. Dexter as a series hasn't really had anything to say or explore that goes all that deep since Season 5 of the original show. Okay, let me break it down for you from my perspective about what each season is trying to say. From there, we should be able to discuss why I think Dexter Resurrection falters. So, let's begin.
Tonight's the night, and it's going to happen again and again. Has to happen.
Season 1 is a story about trauma and how not to deal with it. We see this through Dexter, who has been brought up to deal with his trauma in a very unhealthy way by just giving into his impulses. It's like if we took a child who is somehow addicted to alcohol straight out the womb, right? You following? Okay. Now, instead of trying to address the root cause of the problem, the father instills on the child a set of guidelines on how to drink. And once a month, he's allowed to drink until he blacks out and has to deal with a monstrous hangover the next day. Is that a solution? I guess. It's not as unhealthy as the secret brother who also popped out as an alcoholic, but instead gives into his impulses on a dime and drinks till he's black out every night. But there should have been an attempt made to address the root cause, and I think that's the central premise explored in Season 1. Neither brother had the opportunity to explore the root cause of their addiction and actually resolve it in a healthy manner. Maybe things could have been very different for Dexter if Harry, instead of instilling a code of ethics onto him, actually tried to talk things through with him or seek some help. Dexter Season 2 builds upon the foundation established in Season 1 by exposing Dexter's coping mechanisms to the world. And this season gives Dexter two foils to bounce off. Everyone's least favourite British person next to me, Lila. And of course, everyone's favourite impact profile picture, Dokes.
Fuck you.
Lila feeds Dexter's coping mechanisms and is the physical embodiment of everything wrong with his ultimately selfish desires. Yes, that manifests as him cheating on Rita, but it's also a metaphor for his coping, his kills, his lies. Stokes, on the other hand, sees through Dexter's bullshit. He glides like a fucking lizard on ice. His confrontations with Dexter in Season 2 are the best scenes in the entire series. And they're some of my favourite scenes on TV. I mean, they're not some absolute perfect masterclass examples of writing, but they're so engaging, and the series has been building up to a confrontation like this. Dokes calls Dexter out on everything, and Dexter almost caves. He almost pulls a Saul and accepts responsibility, realizing he probably is going to get the people he loves hurt with his coping mechanisms. If Dexter was a stronger series, this would have been the finale. Instead, they pulled their trump card way too early, which leads to an incredibly unsatisfying conclusion to Season 2, where Dexter doesn't really learn anything and gets off completely scot-free. But the moments before that, I love what they were going for. Just wish the writers had the balls to commit.
That's my friend. I'm asking you to do this for me.
Sorry, no.
Well, then fuck you!
Season 3 asks, can Dexter show his true self to a buddy and let him help out with his coping? The answer? No. Fuck no. And it's not because Dexter can't have a friend, instead it's because what he partakes in is inherently destructive and he's hurting himself. And like Dope said in Season 2, even if he doesn't mean to, he's going to end up getting the people he loves hurt. Dexter Season 4 asks, can Dexter build a family with the coping mechanisms he has? And the answer is no. It brutally comes crashing down, and if the series ended here, the themes would have had a close to perfect conclusion. It reframes the narrative into a cautionary tale about how to not deal with trauma, because bottling it up, secretly indulging in coping mechanisms, living some sort of double life is unhealthy and wrong and ultimately will not end well for you. In my opinion, that's what makes the final moments of Season 4 so strong. Because Dexter was sabotaged by Harry and bottling up his trauma, which is now transformed into something generational, passed down to Dexter's own son. It's haunting, but that's what makes it so powerful. Okay. What the fuck? Look, I quite like Dexter Season 5 in isolation, but coming off Season 4? I Just knowing how the rest of the series goes, I would have loved to see a timeline where season 4 was the end and the rest was up to speculation. But again, moving past that, season 5 hits us with another question. Can Dexter move past his trauma by helping someone else with theirs? The answer? I don't know. Lumen fucks off at the end of the season. Okay, in all seriousness, the answer is no! I feel like it's getting a little bit tiring now. This is where the series starts to drag. How many times can you explore or ask Dexter a question until you have to put your foot down with a solid conclusion? Whatever. At least Lumen manages to move past her respectfully, very serious, and surprisingly well-handled trauma, which does give us some hope for Dexter to resolve his own going forward. Season 6 explores, can Dexter become a man of God? I'm sorry, but conceptually, what the fuck were they thinking? I really appreciate that it's also framed as him trying to learn a way of life which can be healthier for Harrison. I think that's sweet, and I don't think religion is an awful choice. In fact, I found Brother Sam, for example, to be a very engaging character, which is a sentiment many people share about Season 6. But did anyone going into this season really think Dexter was going to come out the other side as a newborn Christian? No! That's not him! We've been watching him commit dastardly sins for the past 5 seasons. This is where Dexter really starts to lose the plot theme-wise. Now, I will say it's a guilty pleasure that I did enjoy Season 6. Actually, I'll say it right now, I am entertained by everything Dexter. I think Michael C. Hall gives a great performance as the character, and he keeps me invested alongside the snappy dialogue the series typically has. But let's keep things going. What was Dexter Season 7 trying to say? A lot of people love Season 7. They glaze it as one of the greats! I see many people say the 4 best seasons of the original series are Seasons 1, 2, 4, and 7. Do I agree? I mean, Season 7 is up there. They bring Dokes back as a plot point. How could I really hate it? But the messages Season 7 explores? Don't have sex with a Russian stripper. What happens when your sister finds out you've done some very bad things, but she also wants to have sex with you? The price to pay for being a nerd with ego problems. Can someone understand your destructive coping mechanisms? What happens when you want to fuck one of your victims? Can Dexter comfort his trauma through being with someone like him? Haven't we explored these things before? What the fuck? I'm writing this and I'm realizing Season 7 is a fucking mess. Who the hell glazes this thing? Like, does the LaGuerta turning into Doke subplot really elevate the season so much people can look past the glaring flaws? You know, I fucking hate Hannah. She's boring. She's boring to watch. Like, I do not care for her, even entertainment-wise. I enjoyed Travis Marshall, for fuck's sake. I don't have a high bar to be entertained. Season 7 doesn't really have a message. That's noteworthy. Fuck my chuddy life. Okay, oh my god. Okay, Season 8. Now, it tries to explore something. I don't exactly know what. Dexter gets a found family. He, gets a mother figure who dies. Deb dies. Off screen for no apparent reason, and it wasn't even really Dexter's fault at all in the slightest. Why the fuck was he punished for not giving in to his urges? Why was he punished? Why did they kill Deb? Because Dexter resisted a kill to get onto his new life with a real family. What the fuck is this show trying to say? Is it seriously just trying to say, fuck you, Dexter, you fucking evil prick? Go be a reclusive lumberjack in the woods and read some books or jerk off or something. Dumb fuck. The ending is miserable. Everything sucks. I can't even be bothered to analyze. Just look at it. What is Dexter Season 8 trying to say? I think it's trying to be clever. It's basically trying to say the exact same thing Season 4 said. Kinda. Except instead of punishing Dexter for his coping mechanism, it's trying to punish Dexter for... No! No, it is dumb! It's trying to punish Dexter for once trying to deal with his trauma in a healthy way. Does Dexter realistically deserve a happy ending? No! He's a sadistic serial killer. Does he deserve the ending he gets? I mean, there's an argument for it, but it's not what the show has been building up to. So, the ending fucking sucks! Let's take a look at New Blood. New Blood explores... New Blood. It tries to say something about how Dexter leaving Harrison was bad, which is stupid because the choices Dexter made were so out of left field, and the events of the final episode in Season 8 really didn't feel like anything was Dexter's fault. It really felt like the writers were trying to contrive a boo-hoo sad ending for the sake of it. So none of this shit in New Blood works for me. Also, Harrison is miserable. Sure, maybe he's earned that, but wow, he's an ass. And Dexter's an idiot. They're both idiots. Oh my god, their dynamic is horrible. And Dexter starts the show without having killed someone for 10 years, now haunted by the ghost of Deb. So Dexter could stop killing. So why the fuck did they punish him at the end of Season 8? What is New Blood trying to say? Because it was meant to perfectly wrap up Dexter as a character. That's what they set out to do. Instead, they speed ran the ending to get Harrison to shoot him, and bon voyage. Okay. What is the show trying to say? Apparently something about Dexter not being able to escape his own nature no matter how hard he tries. New Blood tries to wrap this up with Harrison, who has his own trauma and dark urges, by killing Dexter. And is this supposed to help him? Is that meant to resolve something? I'd imagine it would only make Harrison's life worse. Wow, New Blood says barely anything. Mr. Krabs was an alright antagonist though.
No! Not me, Toaster! 62, 67!
So, as I said, I finished the first season of Dexter Resurrection today. Now, it seems to be very successful. So successful, they cancelled plans for a second season of Original Sin, which I couldn't be bothered to watch since it's a retroactive show. Instead of adding to the original, it probably takes away. From what I've heard, it sets up Brian. But he didn't need set up. Season 1 did a great job already. It explores Dexter's first kills, many we've already seen. If you just want to watch the show for entertainment, go nuts. I'm sure it's something. The actors seem to have done a good job capturing the essence of the younger characters, so that has to count for something. But back to Resurrection, cool. It seems like the series could have 3 or more seasons. But let's talk about Season 1. What did it try to say? I'll try and discuss this a bit more seriously, for now. It tries to explore how Dexter can push forward with his life and amend his relationship with Harrison after the events of New Blood. The show mentions the Morgan family having a strong sense of justice and brings into question if Dexter's urge is brought about by his desire to kill or more so by his desire for justice. This seems to conclude with him saying it can be a little bit of both, which ultimately says nothing. Dexter amends his relationship with Harrison, which is nice, and I think it's handled much better here than New Blood, but also ultimately says nothing. In the show, Dexter grapples with how he can live his double life and be a good father for Harrison, which is nothing new. Dexter Resurrection really brings nothing new to the table. It tries to act like it's saying something profound about Dexter around every corner with his internal thoughts, but it really just doesn't. The show is much more exciting than anything from Season 5 to New Blood. I was very engaged. And I do appreciate the final words from Dexter in the finale of Resurrection Season 1.
I'm Dexter Morgan. I'm exactly who I need to be. Exactly who you want me to be.
That I appreciate. They're sort of trying to break the fourth wall here. Dexter stares directly into the camera, telling the audience, this is what we want. We want Dexter to be our fun TV killer we can ride alongside with. Do I want that? No. I wish Dexter ended at Season 4, but I'm gonna have an angry mob outside my house tonight for that sentiment. The thing is, many people just want to watch Dexter. I love watching Dexter. I enjoyed watching Seasons 5 to 8 of the original run. I enjoyed New Blood, and I've enjoyed Resurrection because I'm watching Dexter. But I do feel like I'm wasting my time. At this point, it's basically just for mindless entertainment. I genuinely enjoy Young Sheldon as much as I enjoy Dexter Resurrection. Actually, I prefer Young Sheldon, so I don't know if this says more about me or more about the show, but Dexter Resurrection ultimately is more Dexter fun. Many times it feels like I'm watching something out of the MCU. The writing feels comparable on many occasions. Dexter feels like a pseudo-superhero. I mean, he's comparable to the Punisher if you really think about it. I mean, the pacing of the show is really fast, and almost every major moment feels like it's pushing to be a hype moment with aura, like they're trying to make it easy for the TikTok editors. You know what? Let's address the Batista in the room for a moment. His death fucking sucks. I love the build-up. It gave me the same feeling Negan gave me when he pulled up in The Walking Dead. Dexter is utterly hopeless. But then Dexter chooses to free Batista and he gets attacked and Leon Prater puts bullets through Batista. You know what this is? It's another fucking cop-out. They did it with Dokes and they're doing it again. Hell, I was watching this scene thinking, no way Dexter will stab Batista because it could make the audience hate Dexter. So instead, it's fine. We'll have Batista act like a bumbling idiot so Leon can put him down. It makes me angry. Batista is a beloved character that could have actually done something deeply interesting. We never get a proper confrontation with Dexter and Batista. Batista's final words are telling Dexter something he and the audience already know. And why does Dexter plead he didn't kill LaGuerta? You so did! Maybe not literally, but you were about to! Is this the writers being dumb, or is it trying to show how disillusioned Dexter is? If it's trying to show Dexter's disillusion that he's not a bad guy, we've already seen this like a million times. Oh, and the nostalgia pandering. It's like Sonic Team with Green Hill. Like, I don't hate the first episode of Resurrection, but wow, does Dokes, for example, feel so forced. Even if I love him. Oh my god, Batista hitting the surprise, Amanda. Oh, this actually is the MCU. All of this to say, Resurrection doesn't really have a core message. Is it incredibly entertaining? Honestly, for the most part, yeah. But when you try and analyze the story, it falls apart. But it's like they address that with the final line. I'm Dexter Morgan. I'm exactly who I need to be. Exactly who you want me to be. That's cold, and it feels like the writers are addressing they give up. Now, that's either the intention or a very backhanded compliment. Anyway, can you guys make Dokes Resurrection? Because I'd eat that up.